Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about larva injects and base cams. You can also use like well, I'll explain that other. I was playing two methods of base cams so you can inject larva quickly. So we're going to start off. I'm going to create a few bases.
Impossible.
Oh, I have infinite supply. I'm just using a mod to speed this up. So obviously you're not going to have 19 larvae infinitely.
Your Zerg have bursted.
So we'll have 4 bases because we're just going to use 4 cams.
Queen has emerged.
I'm going to pause the game. We're going to go to options and hotkeys. Now, I'm going to make a new one for this just so I can show it. So there's 2 ways you can do this. There's one, I think you have base camera, so I've seen it called the backspace method. So I'll show this one. You have all your queens, right? So inject, backspace, inject, backspace, inject, backspace, inject, right? So there's that method. We'll make some more queens because I don't want to wait for energy.
Your Zerg have bursted new queen.
And then there's the base cams method, which I would recommend more. I guess it depends. If you're playing Zerg, I guess it does matter actually, but because if you want to specifically get to a base cam really fast for like a reason of maybe like a Hellion run by or whatnot, then that could be useful. So here, I'm pretty sure these are usually unbound. I'm actually going to go to standard so I can see. No, they're actually usually bound, but they're bound as all these weird keys. The only things you need bound are create location 1 to 5. Unless you're going to use 8 base cams, I don't know what buttons you would map those to, but if you can, go for it, I guess. If that's your poison. So I have them bound to control F1, control F2, control F3, control F4, and control F5. And then the jump to those locations are F1 to F5. Now, I don't have my whole army hotkey bound, so if you use F2 as your whole army hotkey, then you could change that to like anything else if you still want to use it, which if you're not playing like competitively, I'd still recommend just rebounding it or whatever. So I'm gonna go to my first base. Usually you would do this at the very start of the game. So the game would start, you make your drone or whatever, control F1, go to like your second base location, control F2, control F3, control F4, and I even have control F5, so we'll put it here. Then you can control it, then you can press F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. And yeah, that's how base cams work. Thanks for watching.